We're drinking buddies. We're drinking buddies. We're drinking buddies. We're drinking buddies and we like to drink. We're drinking buddies. We're drinking buddies. We're drinking buddies. We're drinking buddies and we like to drink. We're drinking buddies and we like to drink responsibly.
Well, welcome everybody to a wonderful first episode of 2016 of your favorite show and mine, Drinking Buddies. As always, my name is Brian Roberts, and here's my good friend
Harry Thomas. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. And you know what?
Happy New Year.
Yes, and Happy New Year to everyone. Harry's got a drink that your son turned you on to, right? You did this for a party?
Well, we this drink we had when we were doing the still photos.
Right.
Then we did a version of this not too long ago.
Okay.
After I got the rye whiskey.
Right.
Remember?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. And then this is a barrel aged Manhattan.
Nice. All right.
And Marty gave everyone that came over to the Thomas open house 2 of these little bottles. One of them is barrel aged Manhattan 14 November, and another is barrel aged Manhattan 10 December.
Now, what you can't see maybe in the video is this is a darker. This is kind of a reddish amber, and this is much more of a darker brown. I mean, just a little bit darker, same color, but a little bit darker.
Well, the barrel aged, the darker one, the November was barrel aged a little bit longer.
Right. Obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. It's amazing because it's only a month longer.
Yeah.
And it's significantly darker.
Significantly darker.
And I think people need to know what is the Thomas event, like you were talking
Oh,
about.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For years, and you guys
Indeed.
have been to it.
Yeah.
We had a Christmas open house, and at one time it was 85 or 90 people.
Yeah. It's amazing.
And it dwindled down to a very small amount, and then after Faye passed, the first year we had it at our house, and Marty said, hey, most of these people are my friends, it's time for us to do this over there at their place in Pasadena.
So then Marty had it at his place this year then?
Yes,
Yeah, nice.
it has for the last 2 years.
Oh, right. That's
Okay.
right. And we were sadly out of town. We took our vacation in Florida this year, so I was with my parents, and we missed your I think we left. I think we flew out the day of the party.
Uh-huh.
So if we'd have flown out one day later, we'd have been there. And it seems like every time we I think we've been to one of them, because every time it seems to be on a weekend we're doing something. So I apologize for not being there, but I can't wait to taste the drink.
So what Marty suggests is, and we're going to do this in a couple of different ways, but I'm going to make 2 separate cocktails here, and then we're each going to sip out of each of them.
Perfect.
So we're going to do a 3-ounce pour, and the reason we do that and not more is because we don't want the drink to get warm. That's why you don't put your hand underneath the bowl like this. You grab it like this.
Very nice.
All right. So we're going to do a 3-ounce pour of, and this one is the November.
Right.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. So.
Let's get a whip of that. Woo, man. That smells fantastic.
Yes, indeed.
My uncle, when I was a kid, we stayed with him, we lived with him for a little while, and he had these cabinets, these old, he loved antique furniture and stuff, and he had these cabinets in his house that smelled just like that. They must have stored alcohol in them for just decades. And it smelled like that. And I just, as a kid, I just remember falling in love with that smell, having no idea what it was. Now that I know, it's even more important.
I had intended to bring my large ice cubes. I have some large square ice cubes, but I didn't.
We're just going to use these boring pedestrian Frigidaire ice cubes.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
And we're going to only do one glass.
That makes sense. Taste testers.
Okay. We're going to do this. Look at that.
Goodness gracious! Did you put anything else in it?
No. Well, it's got the blend.
Right. Well, I thought we were mixing and then pouring, and now you're gonna mix everything in the glass.
What you could do is put a cherry in there,
Okay.
and I'm going to make another drink.
Wait a minute, so that's the Manhattan already made?
Yes, this is
Oh,
a barrel
well, this
aged
is-
Manhattan.
I see. So you probably should tell them what the heck that he did. This is just, we're just eating and we're just drinking and smiling.
Okay, so a Manhattan, and Marty made this with rye, which is typical what you should make a Manhattan with. However, Manhattans go very well with bourbon. Bourbon is quite satisfactory in a Manhattan, but the slightly sweeter taste of the rye seems to work very well in the Manhattan. And then you want to, so the ratio is 2 to 1, basically, and then you can start there and then determine where you want to go from there.
Yeah.
But 2 to 1 of the rye or bourbon. We're using rye here. Marty used rye. And then 1 part sweet vermouth. That's typically the red vermouth.
So now he did one of them with the red.
No,
No, he did both of them
these
with the red. But he did one with only Angostura bitters and one with orange and Angostura. Now, which one was the difference?
I can't remember.
All right, we'll have to look at the email and see what the deal is. Oh, wait a minute. The phone, the doorbell's ringing. Who could that be?
Yes.
Hey, well, our other dinner guest has arrived. He's been on the show before. So, ladies and gentlemen, when he takes his coat off, please welcome to the show our good friend Dion DeRosas. Ladies and gentlemen.
Dion.
How's it going, Dion?
Hi, Roy.
Dioff.
Right.
Harry?
The joke never gets old, Harry. It never, ever gets old.
Can I have
good
a-
to see you, man. Since,
Can
Dion,
I
I
have
assume
a
you're not
cherry,
drinking tonight.
No.
Oh,
No
he's
drinking
not
tonight?
drinking.
So since he's not drinking, hell out of my
Can I
shower.
have a cherry?
No, you can hang out if you want.
Photo bomb.
Can you cherry me up,
I
please?
can, here we go. Thanks, all right, so we got two
So
drinks.
these are Luxardo Maraschino cherries.
Yeah, no jokes, these are the serious cherries.
Yes, these are the good cherries.
So this, slightly darker, just a hint darker in the glass. This is the November.
Yeah. So see if you can remember what the Manhattan tasted like when we had it before. Now,
Right.
that was they just
Yeah.
so give that a little bit of a taste.
Smells so good.
Oh, it's great. You're going to like it.
Man, oh man.
Yeah.
That is not alcohol, that's an alcohol forward drink right there.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And this is number 2.
So that is December. I'm sorry.
No,
that
that's
is
November.
This
This
is
is December.
December. So can you?
I
kind of taste the
can't
difference?
taste the difference. This one, I got a big boost of alcohol in this one. It's like the bitter, not a bad bitter, but that alcohol bitter flavor.
Yeah.
And this one was much stronger versus this one, which was a little sweeter. Kind of, the
This
first
one?
impression was a little bit sweeter. Now I'm just wondering, does that have to do with the bitters, or does it have to do with the alcohol?
I don't know.
But it's good.
Let's try a drop of bitters.
Oh, okay. Now, did
Let's
we?
see. Let's put a drop of bitters in the
No, wait. These had bitters before.
in the December. But yeah, but as
We're adding
Marty
more.
said, bitters don't do well in barrel aging. So sometimes he suggested that we use just maybe a drop.
Okay. Right now, the Sun bitters. Now we're actually going to do some bitters. So I'm going to use this and stir up the.
Yeah. So this is orange bitters instead of Angostura,
Nice.
and see if you can taste any difference in that.
All right.
Now, again, this one has been aged a little bit longer. Can you taste
like it.
anything?
Whoop, whoop, whoop. I get that bitters.
You do.
I do just a
And
hint.
this was just a drop.
Yeah, just a hint. It kind of is an aftertaste more than anything.
Oh yeah. Can taste that difference.
Yep, I definitely got that bitters in that one too.
So anyway, cheers. We forgot
Indeed.
the cheers.
We did indeed.
We did?
It's good. So if I had to
They're
vote,
both good.
they're fantastic. Thank you, Marty. They're really both delicious. My personal favorite. I'm a sweeter drink kind of guy, as you probably haven't noticed on the show. I have, thanks to you, I've acquired a taste for gin.
Mhm.
My favorite would have been the December without any added bitters.
Really?
Yeah, because it just had my first initial hit on this one was bitter alcohol, good, but still it was a little more bitter forward, and this one was just had a little more sweetness to it, and I preferred that. But they're both just delicious, and I'm gonna eat this cherry because that's what I'm all about.
Good stuff.
Oh. You know what? It's interesting. The cherry was only in there for, well, you saw the whole time the cherry was in there, 2 minutes.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and it
adds to the sweetness
It adds to
and
the
the
sweetness of the
overall
drink.
balance of the drink.
And then the drink-
The thing I like about this is the total balance.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, what I also like is that the cherry then soaks up some of it, and so when you eat it, it just has a little sparkle of the drink in it. It's really a fantastic little dessert at the end of your cocktail. So fantastic. We are having a great time here. Hopefully, we'll get 52 episodes this year. I guess this is the first week, right?
Yeah.
We missed, I guess, the first one, so I'll have to double up to get 52. We'll at least have 45 or so episodes this year. Hopefully, you guys can be a bigger part of it. We're hoping to grow our viewerage. So if you like what we do, share it with a friend, put it on Facebook, tell people all about us, because we love doing this for you. We hope you love watching it. So remember, we here at Drinking Buddies, what?
We drink
We're always
responsibly.
drinking responsibly.
You were going to tell them about.
Oh, that's right. So
the,
Harry sent me this thing earlier today, which sounds great. It's one of these factoids that I would love to be true. I really doubt that it's true, but I would love it if it were true. So the email essentially says, it was basically an etymology on the term a shot of whiskey. Why do we call it a shot? A shot glass. Why is it called a shot? And according to this theory, back in the day, you're in the West, and ammunition was expensive. Bullets were expensive, and so a 45 caliber bullet cost about the same as a shot,
As a glass of whiskey.
So you'd come in, and instead of throwing a coin on the counter, you could just throw a bullet at the bartender, basically same value, and so it became give me a shot, boom, and you throw down a bullet. And I think that is a fantastic story. I would love it if it were actually true.
I haven't researched it.
Well,
It sounds plausible because there are strange things.
That is true. Well, I did go and look. I did a little research, and so I did this thing called a engram, which is a listing of how often the term a shot of whiskey has occurred in literature.
Okay.
And a shot of whiskey began. The term a shot of whiskey began in literature in around the 1940s. Okay, so if it were happening in the Old West, I suppose it's a possibility, but nobody wrote about it until the 40s. So I'd love it if it were true, but you know what? It's a fantastic little factoid, and I'm going to just share it because it's fun.
Well, anyway, whether it's true or not, it sort of makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
They used to trade a pinch of gold dust for, bread or whatever.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
it could be true. But then again, we'll look that up. And in the meantime, Happy New Year and
share it.
cheers to
If you know about this and we don't, share it with us. We'd love to hear from you. Call us out on our lies because we tell stories all the time here at Drinking Buddies. So
this is getting better as it gets down more.
I agree. I think that's kind of how alcohol works. The more you drink, the better it gets. So have a great 2016, we hope the best for you. We're going to have a fantastic year. We are drinking responsibly, so should you, and we hope to see you on the next episode of
Drinking Buddies.
Buddies. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Mm.